We have been contacted by Commander Sarish Mina of Deep Space. Despite our differences, Lady Sorella impressed upon me the merit of assisting the House of Martok. I selected you for the task based upon the deeds you have already performed in the name of the Empire. Travel to their family estate in the Ketha lowlands here on Kronos and talk to Sorella, the leader of the house.
Kapla!
Heed the call of the warrior. Claim the honor due your family.
Kavan, ihr mächtigen Krieger des Klingonischen Reiches. Willkommen zum nächsten Let's Play mit Karpor. Also mit mir. Also, ihr Bärtigen und ohne Bartigen, folgt mir zu meinem neuesten Abenteuer. Kapla! Was? Warte mal. Ach nee. Doch. Ich bin einfach zu selten hier auf Kronos. Kapla. Dann auf geht's.
Ah, the estate of House Martok. It has been too long. After Gowron stripped my house of its titles and lands, this place became my home. I will defend it and House Martok to my final breath. Come. Lady Sorella waits for us ahead. Believe me when I say it is unwise to keep her waiting.
Gosh.
Welcome. I will skip the usual pleasantries. We have serious matters to discuss. The House of Martok has many enemies. Some of them seek to curry favor with Gempok, or the House of Duras, by striking at us. Until now, most of these attacks have been little more than a nuisance. But now we know that an enemy may be plotting to assassinate Worf. And my grandson, Maven, may also be a target. The filthy Baktag willing to carry out such dishonorable attacks must be stopped. And so, I ask you to find these assassins and eliminate them.
Wir werden tun, was wir können, zu helfen, Lady Sorella. Kapla!
Any threat to House Martok will be dealt with, my lady. On that, you have my word as a warrior. Where is...
He is on his way to the Batleth tournament on Forcus 3 with your father. Worf assured me that he would handle security matters during the trip, but that was before you reported your findings to me.
Wir sollten ebenfalls nach Force 3 reisen.
Before you go, I have another concern. Our local farmers reported seeing a Romulan here recently. Given Kemtar's suspicions of a house collaborating with the Tal Shiar, it seems to be an odd coincidence. We need to know what the Romulan was doing here before you leave for the tournament.
Das ist in der Tat verdächtig. Wir werden das sofort untersuchen. Ausgerechnet so ein Betag von Romulaner. Diese spitzohrigen Blütgrüner tronieren noch meinen ganzen Tag.
A Romulan? Here? Once I would have considered that impossible. But we live in strange times. Maybe they have come to their senses and joined with the Empire against the Federation. I haven't seen this Romulan myself, but one of the others might have. You have my leave to speak with the workers. One of them might have seen your pointy-eared interloper about.
Ich höre mir an, was Sie zu sagen haben.
Of what interest is a Klingon farm to a Romulan?
Das weiß ich auch nicht. Sehe ich aus wie ein Gemüsegärtner aus? Hey, hast du einen Romulaner gesehen?
The only thing I've paid attention to of late has been the lack of rain. But you're a warrior, not a farmer. You wouldn't be interested in that. Sorry I couldn't help you.
Alle Klingonen sind Krieger und es könnte ein Feind in der Nähe sein. Bleiben Sie wachsam. Kapla! Ugh. Hey du, hast du irgendwas gesehen wie ein Romulan oder sowas ähnliches?
The Torqs have been busy tearing up my roots, but other than that, I haven't seen anything unusual.
Torq sind hartnäckige Kreaturen, Romulaner ebenfalls. Ugh, das ist doch echt zum Kotzen hier. So wie es die Menschen es so ausdrücken würden. Hast du irgendeinen Romulaner hier gesehen?
I remember seeing the Romulan. He said he was a surveyor hired to architect a new irrigation system. He set up equipment on the hill over there. But I haven't seen him lately. It wouldn't surprise me if he's up to no good. You can never trust a Romulan.
In der Tat, mein Freund.
This surveyor may be more than he seems. The idea of a Romulan moving alone, freely on estate grounds? I do not like where this is going. Let's follow his steps. Doing so could lead to insight on the Romulans' actions.
Okay, folgen wir also dem Pfad auf den Hügel. Mir bleibt doch gar nichts erspart. Ach da.
I see the equipment there. It is definitely Romulan tech.
Tatsächlich.
That is definitely Romulan gear, but it is not surveying equipment.
Was ist das denn?
It is a short-range EM transmitter, not something a surveyor would use, Romulan or otherwise. I have a bad feeling about this. Disable it at once.
Darum kümmere ich mich persönlich.
Well done. We still have a suspicious Romulan on the loose, however.
In der Tat.
There is a shipping and receiving area nearby, close to a landing pad. I suggest speaking with the workers there. They may have seen our mysterious surveyor recently.
Ein guter Plan. Vielleicht finden wir dort eine Spur. Ich kann mich nicht erinnern, dass hier irgendwie schon mal Menschen hier auf unserer Heimatwelt waren. Die werden das wahrscheinlich paradiesisch finden. Ach, Menschen. Haben Sie irgendwelche romulanischen Ptak gesehen?
Yes, I remember this man. It's not every day you see a Romulan in the Ketha lowlands. He didn't say he was a surveyor, though. He told me that he was a part of a diplomatic delegation studying our agriculture.
Die Geschichte wird immer interessanter. Fahren Sie fort.
Martok would have never let a Romulan set foot on our world. That's why I don't think much of Jimpak. He's too soft. The oddest thing I remember, other than him being a Romulan, was that he personally scheduled the delivery of goods to the farm. That is against our security procedures. Lady Sorella insists on authorizing all deliveries to the manor. However, his codes were valid, and he had Lady Sorella's signature, so I did as he asked. His delivery arrived today. It is the large package we moved to the grain storage shed near the House of Martok's manor. The Nep would know what was ordered. He handles most of Lady Sorella's business transactions.
Wir sollten mit Nep sprechen. Ich will mehr über diesen Paket wissen.
And now our surveyor is a diplomat. A Tal Shiar spy seems more likely.
Nep. Es geht ein Paket von einem Romulaner.
I processed that delivery. It was an order for the House of Martok. They needed explosives for digging out a new irrigation system. The order was placed by Lady Sorella with her signature and authorization codes. She must need the new irrigation channel badly. Normally, Sorella delays such tasks until the winter, when the farm hands aren't busy with planting and harvesting.
Noch mehr romulanischer Verrat. Das müssen wir sofort unterbinden.
This spy is clever, placing the explosives near the House of Martok's fertilizer stores. If he detonates them, the results will be devastating. I believe that device we found earlier was intended to be a trigger relay. Taking it out will slow the Romulan down, but it may not be enough to foil his plan.
Einverstanden.
We should focus our search near the fertilizer shed. The spy will need a good vantage point to monitor the area before he triggers the detonation. Come, the hunt continues. Use your scanner to search for Romulan life signs.
Es ist Zeit, dass wir diesen romulanischen Trieben ein Ende setzen. Ausrücken.
The signal is getting weaker. The signal is getting stronger.
Was ist doch Teil.
The signal is getting stronger. The The signal is getting stronger! The signal is getting stronger! The signal is getting stronger! There, by the ship! What is that Romulan doing?
The House of Martok will crumble, and with it, the rest of the Klingon Empire. You cannot stop what has begun.
Das sind feindliche Worte und die eines Narren. Angriff!
Treacherous for shock! It's an ambush!
Was?
They're finished! Deal with that bomb before it kills us all! This ship, it is the Rotaran, the flagship of House Martok. That Romulan wanted to blow up more than fertilizer.
Wenn er erfolgreich gewesen wäre.
It would have been a fatal blow, both to the house and its honor. Huicha! One thing is clear. Whoever is behind this plot has no honor. Not even a Fekiri would join forces with the Tal Shiar. It is madness!
In der Tat. Was machen wir jetzt?
We must continue the hunt, my friend. The Romulan still draws breath, and as long as he lives, our troubles will multiply. A piece of Baktok probably beamed up to a cloaked vessel in orbit. Let us return to your ship and see if we can find it.
Forscher, zurück zum Schiff. 6 Personen hochbeamen. Ju.
Ever since Jempok recognized the government on New Romulus, the number of Romulan ships in orbit over Kronos has increased. Most of them have legitimate reasons for being here. As a diplomat, I realize that harassing such a ship could lead to an incident. That's trouble we do not need.
Ja, unsere Suche wird diskret sein.
Very well. I am willing to continue, as long as you understand that discovering the vessel that holds our quarry will be difficult.
Schwierig, aber nicht unmöglich. Scannen Sie nach getarnten Schiffen.
There's a lot of warp and impulse traffic in the area. It's too much for the scanners to handle, especially if we're dealing with a cloaked ship. That's assuming the ship is still in the system. They may have gone to warp as soon as the spy stepped off the transporter pad.
Wir sind hier noch nicht fertig. Scannen Sie nach Singularitätskern-Emissionen.
Ah, your intuition served us well, my friend. Scanners are detecting trace singularity distortions from the nearby asteroids. I believe a cloaked Romulan warbird recently entered warp there. If we get a closer scan, I will be able to plot a course based on the warp trail signature.
Steuermann, bringen Sie uns näher an den Asteroiden. Voll am Puls. Ach ja.
being pursued by annoying Klingon insects. What are they called? Yes, glob flies. As much as I would love to dance, I have an appointment elsewhere. So let's change heart.
Let's see if we can follow the warp trail of the Romulan. Scanning! Ah, there it is. Warp trail detected. Sensor analysis indicates that the Romulan is headed for the Forcus system.
Sie sind hinter Maven und ihrem Vater her.
Agreed. I believe Lady Sorella's suspicions were correct. The Romulans mean to kill Maven and anyone that gets in their way, like my father. Both Maven and my father are formidable warriors, but even they can be overwhelmed by numbers and treachery. I must go to Forcus to warn them. Will you join me, my friend?
Ja, Steuermann, Kurs setzen auf das Fokus-System. Maximum Warp. Gosh!
We have arrived in the Forcus system. The Warbird's warp trail ends here. She's out there, somewhere. Initiating sensor sweep now.
Gut, wir müssen versuchen, ihren Vater zu kontaktieren, ihn zu warnen.
I've hailed him several times, but he has not answered. Either he is unable to respond, or unwilling to respond. Let us hope he is engaged with the Batleth tournament, and watching over Maven. We will need to beam down to the surface to know for certain, however.
Haben wir den Warbot gefunden?
Yes, she is dropping into orbit over Forcus 3, and hailing us. It appears Commander Tarson would like a word.
Dieser Betag. Legen Sie ihm dieses Stück vom Betag auf den Schirm.
You're becoming an annoyance. You have made yourself a target by defending the House of Martok. By following me here, you've given me no choice but to destroy you.
So weit kommt's noch. Alle Mann Gefechtsstationen.
For energy traces so we can follow them.
Glaubt dieser Betag uns entkommen zu können? Wenn er sich tarnt, dann können wir uns ja auch tarnen, also. Wird ja immer schöner hier. Was? Enttarnungen angreifen.
Find him! Quickly!
Tarnung aufbauen. Langsam wird mit dieser Kontakt lästig.
You cannot stop what is already set in motion. The Klingon Empire will fall.
Tarnung deaktivieren.
Tarson may have beamed himself and his agents to the surface. He also has Klingon traitors aiding his cause. We have more work to do, my friend. Let us beam down and attempt to contact Maven and my father before things get worse.
Wir werden uns sofort runterbeamen, Transporterraum treffen. 6 Personen runterbeamen. 5 Personen runterbeamen. Wie komme ich auf 6? Uah. Ich habe viel zu viel Blut für einen Intus.
Targeting in the area. Stay
Any
alert.
Romulans here will be well hidden, but their Klingon allies will be able to move freely. Even so, someone might have noticed some unusual behavior. Let's start in the bar. Tongues loosened by blood wine may reveal clues we'd otherwise miss.
Also gut, ich könnte selber auch einen Drink gebrauchen.
Did you see Jim Puck when he was young and still fighting in the tournaments? Oh, now that was something to behold. He was masterful and fluent, not like the young Torqs here these days. I'm surprised that some of them can hold on to their paddlets for the entire match. Wonderful! Another stout warrior eager to hear a story of my glory days in battle. Pull up a chair and I'll allow you the honor of buying me a blood wine.
Have you seen the fighter from the House of Duras? He looks like a real contender for champion standing. I'll bet you a barrel of blood wine that he wins without taking a single wound.
General Chang fought Dahar Master Kor, both in their prime fighting condition. Who do you think would take champion standing?
And what do you think of the new rule restricting bottomless links to between 110 and 120 centimeters?
Do you really think a Romulan would be foolish enough to beam down to an arena filled with hundreds of Klingon warriors? Besides, ever since that one tournament where the champion of the House of Mokai used a transporter to steal his opponent's bat'leth in the middle of a fight, there are transport inhibitors in place. The only places they can operate are the transport pads and cargo storage.
Wenn sie sich nur in Frachtbereiche beamen können?
The enemy is devious, moving in disguise. Tactics worthy of House Mokai, but not a true Klingon warrior. If they're posing as cargo haulers, they will have access to the locker rooms where competitors store their gear. They need only wait there for Maven between rounds and strike when he least expects it.
Wir müssen zu diesen Räumen ebenfalls Zugang bekommen.
Hearing the chanting and sounds of bat'leths reminds me of the first time I celebrated the Côte Baval festival. That was the first time I remember understanding what it means to be a Klingon warrior.
There is a priority target in the area. Stay alert.
I must show to
Nuchnech, speak quickly. I have a tournament to run and little time for fools.
Wir benötigen Zugang zu den Umkleidekabinen. Da können Infiltranten sein.
Access is limited to maintenance staff and competitors. If you have a security concern, take it up with security.
Haben Sie hier nicht das Sagen?
I am, and you will explain your impudence before I show you why I am in charge. The hard way.
Es ist eine dringende Angelegenheit, Organisator.
There is another way. Is it still possible to enter the tournament?
Ich bin bereit, sofort teilzunehmen.
Not as a competitor, but we do have an opening for an exhibition match. One of the fighters put enough blood wine in his gut to drop the Gone King and had to withdraw. If you wish to take his place, I will allow it.
So sei es. Ich freue mich auf den Kampf.
Then combat you shall have. No firearms are allowed. You must use a melee weapon. A bat'leth is preferred, but this is an exhibition, so you may use an unconventional melee weapon if you wish. Even one of those Vulcan lurpas they wave at each other in mating disputes. Ha!
Genug geredet. Ich bin bereit zu kämpfen. Okay. Kampf beginnen.
And now, an exhibition match.
Enemy targets on sensors.
This concludes the exhibition. Our next match will begin shortly. Ha! You fight well. Work on your form, and you might qualify for next year's tournament. You may use the locker rooms to clean up. Go. Should you have the courage, I will allow you the honor of buying me a blood wine later. Perhaps we will see if you drink as well as you fight.
Dann sollen wir mal tun. Kapla!
I said that I would tell you the story of how I came to be called Kemtar. Kemtar was the name of a warrior who saved my father from assassins on Moranga Ford. I used the name Kemtar to honor his memory, to remind me of what it means to be Klingon.
What's this? A globfly buzzes into these hallowed chambers? This is a place for competitors, insect! Begone!
Ich habe gerade einen Schaukampf betreten. Lassen Sie mich durch.
The insect buzzes still. I think it is time I stifled it permanently. Last chance, globfly. Leave on your own 2 feet or on the barge to Grethor. Your choice.
Das sind bewagte Worte. Tarpek. Bellen Sie nur oder beißen Sie auch.
Enemy target on center. Psychic damage detected.
More traitors in league with Tarson! They must be preparing to strike!
Target located. Crimes include sabotage and assassination. Determination authorized.
You are looking for Maven? He is in another room, further down the hallway.
Maven has fallen to treachery! The House of Martok will have its revenge! He's using the field to weaken our energy weapons! Switch to a melee weapon!
Torq, I need reinforcements!
Tablets?
What is the meaning of this, Alexander? Maven was sent here to replace his equipment, and yet I find you here, surrounded by Romulans with the grandson of Martok dead at your feet. Explain yourself.
Das war nicht Kemtars Tat.
Lady Sorella feared that you alone would not be able to keep her grandson safe. We followed these Romulans here and would have stopped them had these halls not been filled with Klingon traitors? And where were you when these assassins struck?
Hören Sie beide auf. Wir müssen uns darauf konzentrieren, den wahren Feind zu finden.
I see you have been listening to my son's conspiracy theories again. He talks of peace and uniting the houses, yet here he is, with a blade in his hand, looking for glory. I told you I wanted nothing to do with this.
Bei allem Respekt, Sir. Wir haben Beweise, dass ein anderes Haus dahinter steckt.
While you were here at the tournament, assassins moved against Lady Sorella at her own estate. If we hadn't tracked down this agent and disarmed his explosive, she would be dead as well. At every step, we have encountered Klingons hiding in the shadows, with blades at our backs.
Kemter sagt die Wahrheit. Wir müssen diesen Verräter finden und ihre Pläne am Ende setzen.
I have not seen this evidence, but I believe what you say. We will get to the bottom of this. That does not mean we can act rashly. If there were Klingons aiding these agents, then we are still in danger.
Wenn wir diesen Romulanische Haus identifizieren, dann müssen wir sie offen agieren. Dort, wo wir direkt bekämpfen können.
Agreed. A great house conspiring with the Tal Shiar to assassinate other Klingons. And it is not just a theory. How high does the corruption go?
Wir werden diese Bedrohung gemeinsam aufdecken.
Sorella and the rest of the House of Martok will mourn for her grandson. But I must also see that security remains a priority. To start, I am sending you a recruit from our house, the warrior Belera. She's been personally trained by me and will aid your crew as we fight against the House of Torq.
Congratulations, Lieutenant. My former jailers were from that house. At least, before we sent them to Grethel on the frozen tundra of Rurapente. You have fought with me this far, my friend. Will you see this through to the end? Help me serve House Torq, a dish colder than the gulag they used to command.
Das wird ehrenhaft werden. Los geht's. So.
The idea that one of the great houses is conspiring with Romulans to attack House Martok is troublesome. Come to the Kethel Lowlands. Worf and I would be honored if you would participate in Maven's Hecate. Once we have put our family matters to rest, you may work with Worf and Kemtar to determine our plan of attack.
Verstanden, Lady Sorella. Bis gleich. Kapla!
Serve the Empire well.
Steuermann, transporten Sie nach Kronos. Gosh! Fertig machen zum Runterbeam. Energie.
Maven was the heir of House Martok. We will be diminished without him. He died as a warrior born, and soon he will join his honored ancestors in the halls of Stovokor.
Kommen Sie. Wir sollten Lady Sorella unseren Beileid bekunden. Lady Sorella.
You honor my house by returning the body of Maven to his home. My grandson was very traditional. In his honor, we shall perform an akfo. Together, we will follow our ancient traditions by watching over Maven until his spirit is ready for the journey to Sto-vo-kor.
Es ist mir eine Ehre.
I would be honored if you joined us in the Akvo.
Es ist mir eine Ehre, Lady Zarella, dabei zu sein. Kapla!
In the flash, before the night, you heard the call of Sto-vo-kor. The warriors singing. Cry out your name. Welcome home. Welcome home. Let not your heart be filled with fear. The spirit soars on honor's wings. Your heart is singing. You found your way. Welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you for participating in the Akvo. It is important that we remember our traditions. Together, we have kept away the predators that would take Maven's body before his spirit was ready to leave for Sto-vo-kor. Now he may seek the fellowship of Martok and continue the warrior's journey.
Takawov, Sie sind ein würdiger Jintak im Haus des Mortok.
Pardon my interruption, Gintok. We have an urgent security matter. House of Torq warriors was seen gathering in the first city. We have word that they are planning an assault and will be here any moment.
Sie wagen es, während des Menvits Akvo anzugreifen. Sie haben keine Ehre.
Send an alert to everyone on the estate. I will see to Lady Zarella. Prepare your men. We will not let these dogs catch us by surprise.
Heute ist ein guter Tag zum Sterben.
Here they come. Show them no mercy.
Defend Lady Zarella!
House Torq will end you Martok fools and your pathetic house!
You desecrated the Akvo, and for that, you will die!
The ferry for Grathor leaves soon, and you shall be on it, you worthless Garut.
More enemies approach.
Torq sent his lackeys to attack us during a sacred ritual. He is truly a dishonorable Takek, and I will have my vengeance. Worf, Kemtar, honored allies of House Martok, hear me now. Lead our warriors against the House of Torq and bring an end to their treachery once and for all.
Kapla!
After everything you have done on behalf of the House of Martok, I ask that you see this campaign to its conclusion. The House of Torq must not be allowed to survive this day. The House of Torq's main base is located in the Gorath system. I will prepare our fleet, and we will attack while we have the advantage. Take Alexander with you, and he will ensure your ship is recognized as an ally by our fleet. Torq will soon discover that the House of Martok is stronger than he was led to believe. Make contact with the fleet when you enter the Gorath system to receive further instructions.
Wir werden uns dort wiedersehen, Worf. Sohn von Mork. Kapla. Washa. Juju. Nicht jetzt. Na gut, dann machen wir hier mal Cut. Bis zum nächsten Mal, ihr mächtigen Krieger. Kapla! Und wenn es euch gefallen hat, dann Daumen hoch, kommentieren, abonnieren, Glocke betätigen, etc. etc. Ich würde mir einen Kommentar recht gut freuen. Ihr mächtigen Krieger. Bis zum nächsten Mal.